this uniform I can't answer any questions.
Because I've asked everybody in this crowd so far, what have we achieved in 10 years in Iraq? Does anybody know? Do you?
Giving you something to moan about.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's Wednesday the 28th of August. It's just gone 5 o'clock, in case you didn't notice. And I'm down here in Parliament Square. I'm about to go up to Downing Street to check out the emergency protest. It's held by the Stop the War Coalition, and hopefully the turnout's going to be great because, of course, the war drums are beating very, very loudly. It seems that the populace of this country and the US and the world in general have bought the line that Assad used chemical weapons, even though there's no evidence, even though there is counter evidence to show that rebels have been the ones using various chemical weapons over the past few months. But that doesn't seem to matter. I've just been up at Downing Street earlier on, just surveying the scene before anybody turned up, and there was a couple of activists waiting at Downing Street and saying to the police officers, do we really want a repeat of what happened in Iraq? I think this is probably going to be more of a repeat of what happened in Libya, to be honest. And it was met by families with their children who were hanging around Downing Street hoping to see that glorious, beautiful and innocent Prime Minister David Cameron, and they were having a go at the activists, telling them that they just came out for a nice day and why did they have to spoil it. And they said, well, the government's about to spoil the day of lots of people in Syria. I'm about to get hit by a car. And they said, no, they're going to protect the people in Syria. So it seems that the mainstream propaganda is working. It is, after all, a science that has been honed for over 100 years. So hopefully there'll be a large turnout tonight, trying to break through that muffle, that visor, the blinkers that have been put over the everyday, ordinary public.
I have. He's out on day release, so we're going to kill
of British banks, of British oil companies and arms firms. And so, we are here to say, no justice, no peace, Britain out of the Middle East.
13 years ago this country went to war in Afghanistan. 10 years ago we went to war in Iraq. 3 years ago we went to war in Libya. We spent £30 billion. North Africa is awash with weapons. Thousands of people have died. Many human rights abuses have been committed. And Guantanamo Bay continues as a testament to the US contempt for human rights and legality all around the world. We're here because we want peace, because we want a political solution, not a military solution, because we don't want Western intervention in yet another conflict.
Friends, once again we are out on the streets to stop or to try and stop yet another war. And this time we have the support of an overwhelming majority of the British and American people who do not want their countries to make war on Syria. So far from being alone, we are actually giving voice to a majority of people who feel that they are not represented in Parliament except by a handful of MPs. Every time there is a war, all the parties in Parliament get together and back it. And this time, when even the Arab League, which is normally in the pocket of the United States, is not backing the war, when the United Nations Secretary General is demanding more time to ascertain what these weapons were and where they came from, when there is growing disquiet within the military in this country and in the United States, they are still going to war. So we have to ask, why are they going to war? Is it that they care about the Arab people? Is it that the loss of Arab lives upset them?
I wanted to maybe walk away to try and get a little bit of peace and quiet and tell you what's going on. There's a load of people sitting in the middle of the road, stopping all the traffic. Hopefully you can hear me. There's the big protest over there, Stop the War Coalition, but there's also, behind me, holding little effigies of dead babies, a counter-protest, a pro-invasion protest, holding little bundles of dead babies and showing pictures of dead babies. So that's a bit weird. There's a guy up on. There's been a lot of MPs speaking, saying that they're not going to vote tomorrow. The Green Party spoke as well. They probably don't want to invade Syria because, you know, it's bad for the environment or something. But the socialists are out. The Marxists, the Socialist Workers' Party, all the different political parties. They're all here giving their own sort of take on what it is that's happening or is going to happen. What I don't think they realise is that you can't protest corporate fascism. You can't protest private companies. The weapons industry, the oil industry is having a massive boom just on the very prospect of oil being interrupted. The police intimidation device has become airborne. Narrowly missing a Boeing 737. Ooh, what's going on now? I'm obviously in the wrong place at the wrong time. But But, you know, this is what the media want. The media want to see this sort of thing, you know, social disruption, people blocking the roads. The media want to broadcast things that demonize people who are against war. I'll go and check out the action.
Continue to spend billions on weapons of mass destruction and prepare further resources for war. An attack on Syria will not only involve death, injury, displacement, it's tomahawk, missile, across the coast of
very fast. So a few number of people sat down, other people joined them with black stay here,
Lots of police officers standing outside Downing Street. They seem to be paranoid about something. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's all of these people. A few more hands have arrived on deck. They seem to be filtering in. Some on bicycles, police on bicycles coming in here, but there's a little group there. I think they're sort of wondering what to do. And yeah, the road is officially shut. I heard somebody say over there that they're with like their girlfriend or something, and they went, yeah, you used to be able to walk through those gates. It was like an open road, but it's because of protests like this that they had to shut it off, which is complete and utter rubbish. The reason they shut it off is because somebody, supposedly belonging to the IRA, but probably more likely MI5, shot a homemade rocket-propelled grenade, and it went straight over the roof and landed in the back garden. Nothing to do with protests, unless of course you could say that MI5 pretending to be IRA shooting a rocket-propelled grenade is a type of protest. You could say that. It's slightly strange though, people with Syrian flags on this side and then people with Syrian flags on that side in the kind of pretend, presumably, you know, the people with the dead babies.